Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today we dive into a truly thrilling and dark episode from Beyond the Gates, one that left us all breathless. If you haven't watched the latest episode, you're in for some shocking revelations. In this video, we explore everything that led up to tonight's unforgettable moment, the explosive confrontation between Kat, Tomas, and Eva. Was Tomas playing this game all along? What was Tomas's goal? And how did Tomas create a fight between Kat and Eva that would lead to their destruction? The ultimate counterattack, and how will Kat and Eva pay Tomas back? Let's dive in and prepare yourself for a ride full of emotions, betrayal, and heartbreak. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Tomas, a man with a perfect appearance, no one can suspect, is drawing up a cold and cruel plan of revenge against two important women in his life, Eva and Kat. He does not act hastily, but quietly sets up an ideal life, a perfect mask, to keep them under his control, both emotionally and financially. Over the past 4 months, Tomas has skillfully manipulated Eva, making her emotionally dependent on him. She gradually distanced herself from the relationships around her, from her close friends, even her family. He used gentleness, care, and good promises to make Eva increasingly weak and disoriented. Meanwhile, Kat is a different story. Tomas knows her weakness well. The feeling of guilt has haunted Kat for a long time, and Tomas takes advantage of that. He made Kat believe that if she didn't stay with him, she would hurt him, abandon him when he needed her most. And Kat, being kind but vulnerable, couldn't resist that sense of responsibility. Tomas built a perfect cover, making her not realize that she was being closely monitored. He skillfully infiltrated her life, gradually becoming the only person Kat could rely on. Tomas seemed to be playing a perfect game, where everything went according to his plan. Everything seemed to be going right. Eva began to sympathize with Tomas. She saw what he was going through, the weakness he pretended to have, and her pity made her fall into his trap even easier. At the same time, Kat, despite forgiving Tomas for his past actions, still held a pride that could not be subdued. The encounters between Tomas and Eva made Kat feel tense, but her strong ego did not allow her to accept the fact that she was betrayed. And then, a strange coincidence happened. On the day Kat was supposed to visit Eva, bringing a gift to reconcile, she saw an unbelievable scene. Tomas, the man she loved, was sexy in Eva's house. Feelings of anger and hurt came, but with a bit of self-respect and pride, Kat could not allow herself to lose this game. No matter how many times Tomas said that he had changed, that he loved her and only her, Kat still decided not to let it go easily. She felt betrayed, but could not leave Tomas out of her life. Things were getting more complicated now. Kat, in a moment of weakness, decided to try to take their relationship further. She accepts to cross the line of love, to see if Tomas is really who she thinks he is. But what Kat doesn't expect is that she is gradually falling into the vortex of the game that Tomas created. When the truth about the relationship between Tomas and Eva is revealed, a love triangle begins to explode, and none of them can go back. When Eva discovers that she is pregnant, the chaos is even more intense. She doesn't know if Tomas is ready to take responsibility for this pregnancy. Will he return to Eva, who has devoted herself to him? Or will he continue to live in deception, blinding her with sweet but fake words? Does Eva have the courage to face the reality that she is just a pawn in Tomas' game? And Kat, how will she face Tomas and Eva? She can't just stand by and watch without taking action. This war has gone beyond love. Kat's feelings of betrayal have pushed her into a relentless confrontation. She wants Tomas to pay for what he did, and Eva will certainly be part of that revenge plan. But how far will Kat go to get revenge on those who deceived her? Eva's pregnancy will be a symbol of betrayal, and Tomas's decision will be the deciding factor. He can go back to fix things, but will it be in time? The relationship between Eva, Kat, and Tomas will never be the same. Each of them will face difficult decisions, psychological struggles, and secrets will continue to be revealed, making everything more and more complicated. Tomas is no longer the perfect man. He has created a trap for himself, and he will pay the price for what he has done. Can he escape this war, or will he be drawn into the spiral of revenge he has started? As for Eva and Kat, can they overcome this pain and stand up again, or will everything tear them apart? Every decision they make will lead to major turning points. While Tomas is falling deeper and deeper into deception and misery, Kat and Eva will have to find their own path. But can they face each other in this war? Secrets, conspiracies, and deep emotions will decide the fate of all. And in the end, Tomas may become prey in the game he himself created. As Tomas continues to fall into his own trap, the tension between the three of them, Tomas, Eva, and Kat, becomes increasingly difficult to control. The pieces of the puzzle are slowly starting to come together, and their lives are about to fall apart, each of them standing at a fateful crossroads where they will have to choose between forgiveness, revenge, or simply ruin everything. When Eva discovers that she is pregnant, her first feelings are confusion and fear. Tomas, the man she once loved, is no longer the man she thought he was. Eva wonders if Tomas has the courage to face this truth and if he is responsible for the pregnancy. A feeling of guilt rises in Eva as she thinks about having to face Kat, the friend she trusted. More than ever, Eva knows that every decision she makes will affect all three of them. But will she have the strength to go it alone, or will Tomas convince her to come back into his arms, this time to protect the pregnancy? Tomas at this point has completely lost control. He knows that everything is coming out, and he can no longer maintain his perfect facade. But instead of admitting his mistake, Tomas chooses to continue to cover up the truth, even lying to Eva. He tells Eva that he will face this challenge with her, that he will take responsibility and not abandon her. But deep down, Tomas has other plans. He calculates how to keep Eva by his side, do everything to prevent her from leaving. Tomas does not know that, while he is trying to keep Eva, the relationship between him and Kat becomes more complicated and full of tension. Kat cannot bear the betrayal anymore. The feeling of being deceived has driven her into a state of madness. She couldn't see things clearly because of her pride, but one thing she knew for sure: Tomas had to pay. Kat began to plan revenge not only on Tomas but also on Eva. She wanted to put them in a difficult position, to make them feel the pain she had gone through. But revenge wasn't just about hurting Tomas or Eva. It was Kat's way of manipulating every situation to force them to beg for her forgiveness. And the scariest thing was, Kat knew that every confrontation with Tomas wouldn't be just a normal mind game. This was a life and death battle, and she wouldn't stop until it was over. She decided not to forgive Tomas, and instead, she would make him face unforeseen consequences. Kat would never let Tomas feel safe. Every move he made would be monitored, and every word he said would be checked. She plans to force Tomas to admit that he is a liar and pay the price, not only to her, but also to all the people around him. This confrontation is not only a battle of pride and love, but also a battle for survival. Kat, in her dark days, is no longer the gentle, forgiving girl she used to be. Anger and pain have turned her into a hard and cold woman. She begins to collect evidence, learn every move of Tomas and Eva. She no longer believes any of Tomas's words, and she begins to deal with him with sophisticated tactics, making it impossible for Tomas to continue to deceive anyone. Kat even begins to drag people around her into this war, creating dark plots that force Tomas to choose: surrender or be destroyed. As for Eva, she is no longer the weak woman Tomas thought. When the secret of Tomas and Kat's relationship is revealed, Eva realizes that everything she believed in was a lie. She sets out to find the truth, not only about Tomas, but also about the relationships in her life. During her investigation, Eva discovers that Tomas has not only deceived her, but has bigger, darker plans than she could ever imagine. This truth leaves Eva feeling betrayed, but she cannot just stand by and watch. Eva decides to get revenge on Tomas by taking away what he holds most dear: his career and reputation. The battle is getting fiercer than ever. Tomas will have to face what he has done. But can he escape this spiral? Can Tomas save his relationship with Eva and Kat? Or will he be caught up in the storm he created? Despair is rising as everything Tomas once had is collapsing before his eyes as Kat and Eva's plots are gradually revealed. Tomas realizes that he was wrong to not stop in time. The false promises, the feelings he built, are all falling apart. Tomas not only lost Eva, but also lost Kat. And the worst thing is, he cannot escape the traps he set. As Tomas's life falls apart, the truth is finally revealed, and he must face the merciless revenge of those he deceived. Tomas will not be able to avoid the consequences he has to bear. The feeling of despair will take over him. Without love, without trust, and without fame, Tomas will have to live in the destruction he himself has created. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. All the content I make is just speculation and personal sharing. If you find the video interesting and useful, please support me with a like and leave a comment. If you have better ideas or more interesting speculations, please share them in the comments section for everyone to discuss. I appreciate all your contributions and support. Sincerely, thank you.